I'll start. It's a 4:21 p.m. Today is Monday, September 19th, right? So I know I did not do the Friday's end of the video, but now I missed the link for that entire day, and my levels are shifted now because I manually draw it, right? So now it's basically overrode Friday's level, so now I'm not gonna do the end of day video for Friday, So because this quote pretty much I covered everything, right? So I'm just going to skip that video and I'll do the today's video. So this week is all about FOMC. So one thing we know, as we discussed in the morning, the price is not gonna go anywhere significantly before FOMC. So before Wednesday, right? Price is not gonna go anywhere. So most likely it will do ping pong. Sometimes someday in a day trading time frame, it may go up, it may go down, but it's not gonna go anywhere significantly. That's the bigger idea, and you can look at this reading, right? If it goes down beginning the week, in the beginning of the week, then it will go up later, or if it goes up, then it will go down, all this thing will happen. So remember, this statement is a very powerful. That's why I put it in a bold letters, right? Or caps wording, right? So overall, yes, sellers are in control below this area, right? So as long as it is below this area, you can expect sellers to come in at any point during the day, regardless how the day is, you will see some responses, at any place, any resistances, right? So that you have to keep in mind. Anytime you take a long, you have to remember that sellers can step in at any point. So when you go in, you have to go out fast. So above these areas, now short-term buyers are coming into picture, and then price may go further higher, okay? And then you can read through all these things, right? For today, it can be all about 38.70. Say this is the first area I highlighted here, right? I put it specifically, and then as a backup, I put this area also. And now I'm saying sellers will have to hold below this area. Right? If price goes above it, some intraday buyers are coming. That means you can go long if you want to, But exit wise, you have to take profit fast next hour, because sellers can step in, and you already seen it today, right? When price went above it, it reacted it, right? Even from this level, it's reacted it. When it went above this level, it reacted it. When it above next hour, it reacted it, right? So that's how you need to know, understand, right? So NQ, similar story. This area is a very powerful area, It was a red area, and then you can see there were responses from there at that area too, So both sides, you could have traded this area if you want to, and this area became the high of the day, right? So I think in the middle of the day, I said this is what NQ wants to go, either this or 750, and ES I said 39.27, that's where it wants to go, or 38.50, So ultimately it went to 39.27 to the T almost. This area also to the T, right? One spike up and it got there, right? Here also I'm saying about dream numbers and preferred sellers area, some buyers are there, right? Below that, sellers, right? So, and this is the final wording, right? So dream number 816, 862, very, very powerful number, right? Every day I'm repeating this damn thing, right? The dream numbers are powerful, and you can see it playing out, right? So when I wrote the note, it was at 7 o'clock, right? And now you can see it right after the open. Dream number 816, the dotted line, and 862, right? You can see responses from both ways, and then 816 held it. It made it basically it's a today's low, and then spike up, went through to 862. At this point, we know about dream number. Some buyers are there. Then this was the sellers area, preferred sellers area, right? Above, more buyers, right? That's what you know. But doesn't mean that you won't get a reaction there, right? So this is what the short is, right? Back to this area, dream number, take a bell out. You can take a long here also, because it was essentially after doing this, it broke out, right? So on the way down, at least it will react back to this point, and then it will be a fight between these two areas, and then whoever wins, price goes higher. If it goes higher, pull back. This is your long again, right? And then you can target this again, right? But in this process, right, what it happens is you have to assume that it's a failed breakout of Friday's high, right? So you can't look for more profit here, right? Remember, we are not in a bullish market right now from day trading time frame perspective, right? So people may assume this is a failed breakout and they will short it, right? Especially if they see any weakness, which is this. You can see it. See, there was a divergence when it make a new high. It was a slight divergence here, right? So you have to take a profit, and then you have to wait when it flushes down below this area. See, this area was the preferred sellers area. As long as price is holding above it, buyers have a control, and then you can't short it here. At here you can't short it, let others short it, but you can use that area as a profit, as a second test because of this divergence, but you can't short it. When it goes below it like this, that's where you short, right here at 937. See, if you look at it here, I will cover the ES also in a minute. Okay, let me first finish ES. And basically ES trades are almost same location, same timing, So here when it broke down like this, you can have to assume that buyers are trapped here, right, at this breakout point second time, right? And then it slices through this mini balance. That's where you're short, because now it's our level. See, the balance are not random, right? It is happening around the levels. That is the key here, right? If you start going into a chart and start drawing the balances randomly and then try to take it, it's not gonna work. It has to be around levels, So now it came down here, you short, right? But now the problem is you can't target like this, right? So you have to target somewhere here, around this VWAP, and that's all. At that point, price also told you that day is screwed up, because ideally if buyers were strong, it should not have come down all the way up to here, right? So now the day is screwed up, no point trading after that point onwards, and that is what I typed in Discord after that, after 11:30, 11:20 or whatever, right? So this price action not tradable, because I know what was the outcome is going to be. At the end, that is what I said, right? At the end, basically for few hours it will do balancing, both sides. It will trick you that, hey, price is now going higher, and then boom, it will come down. If price is going lower, you will think it's going lower, and then it will reverse on you, right? It will do that thing until you give up, and at the end it will move fast in one direction, and then it will come down again. If it goes up, it will come down. If it goes down, it will come up, But by the time you know it, the move is done, And that is what happened here. You can see it. Chop, 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 right? Doesn't want to go anywhere, and then boom, straight up, right? 12,050, that was the target for the day, and you can see it. See? So this move is not, after this point onwards, this day is not tradable, right? Assuming you are staying away, right? But when you see, because at least one thing that towards the end it is going to make one move. That is what I said in Discord, right? Either side. So when you see this, right, that's where that move is going to happen, and at that point the target also 12,050. So you can go long here with the flow at that point, relying on that statement. See, it depends on the day. You have to act accordingly, right? So even though price did not pull back to the level here, now that now it's the time it's moving. Look at the candle here, swift move, right? Look at ES, swift move, right? So here ES, you can use this preferred sellers area, right, as a resistance turning to support. You can go long, right, at whatever 15-20 or so, right? That you can capture up to 39.27, right? This is the area I said, right? So you can capture up to here, right? That you can do, Now rest of the trades in ES. See, the first thing when we were in Discord in the morning during opening time, right? What we were observing is this area, right? See, if you look at this area, right? I put this area as an aggressive buyer, this line, pretty much, right? Now, when I wrote the note, price was somewhere here in the middle, right? So it's the importance of the level. It's not like connecting high and lows. If you look at it, there is no high and low here, price like chopping around, right? But still, if you look at it, this area held it, right? That's how you read it, You have to read where the buyers and sellers are, even though high and low doesn't mean anything, right? So despite doing price going down, right, I kept this area as aggressive buyers, right? I could have kept this Friday's low or Globex low as an aggressive buyer's area, right? But I choose to do it higher up, not here. See, that is the expertise, you call it, that's where the expertise come, So and look at ES low was 46. I could have kept this area as a buyer's area, right? Or maybe a little bit lower because price was going down, trading below like this, right? So, but despite price going down this way, I choose to keep this area as a preferred buyer's area, not even aggressive, preferred. I choose to keep this area as an aggressive buyer's area. Despite knowing that this area is acting as a resistance in the overnight, I choose to put this as a buyer's area for a reason. I already gave you the reason in Discord, right? So now, because those are the areas, I want to use it as a confirmation. If I want to go long, this area I can use it as a long location. I didn't want to keep it as a short location, right? I could have put this area as an aggressive seller's area, and then it will trick you to short here. But I don't want you to short here, But instead, if price goes through it, you can use this area as a target for this higher up short, or you can even choose to go long if everything lines up, right? That's why there is a long here. See my point? So, because first thing of the open, what price did? Price did confirm this area, first of all, right? That NQ has an aggressive bias in it. And then it sliced through all this 62 and all these levels, correct? Dream number, both the dream number. That was the first clue. At the same time, ES also bounced from this preferred buyer's area, right? So that was the sign. And then next candle little down, and then boom. See, that was the sign that at least buyers wants to take it towards this area, right? Then it's up to you how you want to go long or whether you want to short here, which is this area, So, but by this time, I didn't want to short it here as first test, I want to see a little bit, the way our drill, right? What we are looking for when price is going against us, right? And if you are looking for short, there are specific criteria that we go through it, right? And based on that, we can find a short, right? So in this case, this was a short, right? This was a short, right? NQ you can, so NQ this was a short also, which I took it, right? Here to here, I took it, right? Almost 13-15 points because I had to go out at 10 o'clock. So I put 10 contracts, 13 points, and I was done right here in this 5 minute. I was done, trading. But so ES, right? This was the trade, right here. This was the long. You can take it, right? And then when price slices through it, you can even short here. You can even short here also, but not at the first test. Second test up. If you see a weakness like NQ, like this divergence, ES you can short, right? Because ES doesn't move that fast, right? So ES you can short, and since it was aggressive area, round number, right? You can short here, but you can target only up to this point, or you wait for a confirmation like this, then you can short target this area, and that be all for today, right? Now, but you can see the beauty of the levels, preferred buyers to preferred sellers, right? Or aggressive sellers or preferred sellers, and then aggressive buyers to this was my backup sellers area. See this area, right? And look at this red line. Where is price? Backup sellers area. See that? That's how I select my levels, So I go through lot of brainstorming, in the morning in order to label this area as aggressive sellers, aggressive buyers, lot of scenarios I go through it, So don't take it lightly. Just trust it, So now let me walk you through Mboxwave also, right? Okay, so Mboxwave, right? So I looked at it, Mboxwave, early in the morning before open, around 8 o'clock, So I told whatever I observed at 8 o'clock in the Discord, and then I did not open it again, right? So I'm also walking through it first time. Up to 8 o'clock, I saw the price, right? So I'm going to scroll through it. And I'm going to explain what I explained in my Discord, right? So this was yesterday's low, okay? So what I explained in Discord around 8 o'clock is, or not 8 o'clock actually, 7, I think 8 o'clock or so, right? So what I said that is, so look at it here, right? So what is the visible thing here, right? So I can say, like this, because let me draw some lines, right? So this was yesterday's high, yesterday's low, right? Common sense, right? Basic levels, right? And then you can see 8 o'clock. So here is the overnight started, right? So then overnight price was chopping around here, right? And then what do you see? Quick thrust down, right? And there was a good delta also here, correct? But then what happened? It's gone. Selling is gone, right? Immediately. After first thrust, selling is gone, right? Then again selling came, correct? First thrust, selling is gone. Look at this, 122, 425. See that? So pattern was thrust down, selling gone. But then buyers were not strong enough to push the price higher. That is what my reading was based on this particular price action. Okay. Then what happened? Again thrust down, but then selling is gone. But buyers were not strong enough to push it through, right? Push it through this area basically, right? And then what happened? Again thrust down, right? And then what happened? Buyers were not able to strong enough to push it through this area, correct? Then what happened? Then we are here, right? So this is where I started talking in this call, right? So here, last thrust down, buyers, sellers were not strong enough, right, to push it down. Buyers were not strong enough to push it higher. But here is a trick, right? So here you can see that. See this? It's a notable thing you have to observe here. See here, like this. See all these buyers, right? They were not strong enough in the overnight. You can see these deltas, right? But here, this push, see the number 229, right? Look at this number. See, and it was able to push through this entire area pretty much. See, that's the first thing, right? So you have to just keep a note of it, right? That something changed in this pattern, Now you don't want to look all this thing in the overnight, right? But at least here you can see something is changed, and that change happened without any algo. See, there was no up algo here. See here there was up algos, correct? And here also, but they failed. See here there was no algo. It's little small algo, right? But not a big algo like this. And still price was able to go higher. So little effort, more result, I would say, right? So that's the thing you have to note down, right? That something changed. With no effort, price went higher, right? So some hidden buyers or something which they don't want to just see their orders here, kind of, something like that. Think about it. Then what happened? Then price went down, and then delta was 101. Right? Now something is off here, right? Even this delta 148 was higher than this, and this 101 was less than this delta, and there was no algo here, right? Like this. If you look at this here, there were a couple of algos on the way down. Whenever price tried to go down, algo was generating the down move, but here there was no algo. So that's the opposite of what you want to see for sellers. Here also opposite of what you want to see for sellers. Net, it is showing you some buying going on. That is how you want to interpret these things. And then also you can now you can look at this thing also. Say up to this point, it was a selling going on, right? Completely. But now here the characteristics were changed. See, it's totally now flipped, right? Now let's see what happens. And now you can see also here 331 rising delta, right? And now there was an algo also here, right? So let's draw some levels here, right? So I would say this level is important, right? And then I would say before open, this low is important, right? This low. And then I would say this area is also important, right? Those are the right like lower areas. So if price goes through all of this of the open, then I have a long case in this area. I can use this area as a support, target this area, right? First, so like this, right? Or I can target this area, either one, and then I'm done for the day. That's the plan for today. Now if these buyers are fake, right, then I do not want price to go higher above this area, and I want to see a rejection from this area, and I want to price to take out this area pretty much and this area both. In that case I'm ready to short, you know, at least up to this yesterday's low, a little bit lower at that point, you know. So that is the plan based on this. Okay, I'm not going to talk about my levels because my levels are different completely, right? And I'll give you the levels, you know, later on. So now let's look what happened, right? So here, right off the open, there was a sell algo. So there is a rejection from here, right? So but we don't want to short it here because of this, you know, all this thing we are seeing some buying is going on, right? So we are expecting a response from these sellers, but we don't want to short it. We don't want to go long either here unless it breaks out and then pull back, right? Or breaks down below both of this, then we are ready to short, right? And then we have to see how price is, you know, behaving here, right? So off the open we see algo down move, right? Right into this support pretty much, right? And then what happened? Immediately another algo, nice breakout with volume, this histogram buying, all this thing. See, this is how the planning works. You are looking for certain things and it happens. Now you are ready to push the button, which is long right here, right? There was imbalance too, right? So now look at the thrust, look at the buying, right? See, it's not about this big candle. What about, it's about reading. So all these sellers, right, look at the activity, it's all gone in one candle. So, and we also know that buyers are brewing here. So now your long is right here. You can target this area, right, or this area, either one, and call it a day off as long as you manage it, right? So let's see. So here, look at the response, right? So you still got a response from sellers, right? That's called the day trading, right? So you can scalp, you can target here for this long, you can short here for scalping, and you bail out at this top, right? And then you can wait. When price goes higher, you can go long here, you can bail out here, right? So there are trades here, right, that you can take advantage of it. Look at this here, right? This area which we listed as a resistance, which we broken out, again price came down, right? But look at the pattern, same damn pattern. See, down thrust, selling gone, right? So here, down thrust, minus 12, and then again minus 9, new low, selling gone, divergence, right? You can go long. Here, same thing, 206, down thrust strong, again new low, selling gone, price go up. See, so same damn pattern is playing out, and that will give you longs on the way up, you know. So it's every day is different. Every day you have to read it differently, you know, but some reading is required. Now by the way, this level was my dream number, you know, this level. When I published the level, I gave them my favorite numbers, dream numbers. So these are the dream numbers, 862, right? So now if you are following my levels, then this would make a case for your long along with Mboxwave. See, then this was also my level. So I'm going to shift it a little bit, okay, so that you know this was my level too. See the short from here and target, right? Then higher up, today's high was also my level, you know, and that was one of the target too. Now here is the beauty, this was also my level, 816 to the dot, and price came down to the dot, to the T almost, 816, and then that was my dream number. So these were my dream numbers, 1 and 2, right? So above dream number, as per the pre-market notes, buyers are coming back, right? So both above, this dream number held, this dream number broke out, long here, here, see that. So, and that's how the day ended up, and I'll see you tomorrow.